A monk once asked his teacher, "What is the root of all suffering?" The teacher picked up a smooth river stone and held it gently in his open palm. "This stone is beautiful," he said. Then he closed his fist around it, squeezing until his knuckles turned white. "Now it causes pain." He opened his hand again. The stone hadn't changed. "The stone is still the same," the teacher said. "What changed was my grip." The monk understood. It wasn't the stone that hurt him. It was the clinging. We go through life believing that our problems come from outside, from difficult people, unfortunate circumstances, things we've lost or never had. We think if we could just change our situation, find the right relationship, secure the right job, achieve the right outcome, then we'd finally be at peace. But the teaching point's elsewhere. It says the problem is not what you're holding, it's how you're holding it. Clinging in the Buddhist sense is not the same as caring. It's not the same as loving or wanting or working towards something. Clinging is what happens when your relationship to something becomes tight, fearful, possessive. When you can't let it breathe, can't let it change, can't imagine yourself without it. It's the moment when attachment turns into desperation, when preference becomes demand, when love becomes control. You can see it in small things. The way you check your phone compulsively, afraid you'll miss something. The way you replay a conversation in your mind, trying to control what someone thinks of you. The way you hold on to an old story about yourself, who you used to be, what you should have done, and can't let it go even though it no longer serves you. The tension you feel when plans change, when things don't go the way you expected, when life refuses to conform to the script you wrote for it. This tension, this tightness, is clinging, and it exhausts you. The strange thing is that clinging doesn't protect what you love, it suffocates it. When you hold something too tightly, you stop experiencing it as it is. You experience only your fear of losing it. The relationship becomes about control, not connection. The goal becomes about proving something, not discovering something. The moment becomes a means to an end, and you miss it entirely because you're so busy trying to make it permanent. But nothing is permanent. Everything you hold will eventually change form. The people you love will grow and shift. Your body will age. Your circumstances will turn. The identity you've built will crack and reform. This is not a tragedy. This is the nature of life. The suffering comes not from the change itself, but from your refusal to let it happen. When you cling to pleasure, you can't enjoy it. You're too afraid it will end. When you cling to success, you can't rest in it. You're too worried about losing it. When you cling to certainty, you can't learn. You're too defended against anything that might threaten what you think you know. Clinging turns everything into a problem, even the good things, especially the good things. And the opposite of clinging is not indifference. It's not coldness or detachment in the sense of not caring. The opposite of clinging is openness. It's the ability to hold something dear without strangling it, to love without possessing, to want without demanding, to care deeply while allowing life to unfold as it will. There's a quality to this kind of engagement that feels different, lighter, more alive. When you're not clinging, you can actually be present with what's here. You can listen without needing to control the outcome. You can love without needing guarantees. You can work towards something without collapsing if it doesn't happen exactly as planned. You meet life as it is, not as you insist it should be. This doesn't mean you stop having preferences. It doesn't mean you become passive or resigned. You can still care, still strive, still hope. But you hold it all a little more lightly. You notice when your hand starts to close into a fist, when your breath gets tight, when you're no longer experiencing something but grasping at it. And in that noticing, you have a choice. Keep squeezing or open your palm. The Buddhist teachings say that clinging comes from a misunderstanding, a belief that if you just hold on hard enough, you can make things permanent, make yourself safe, make the world stop changing. But you can't, and the attempt to do so is what creates suffering. Not the stone, the grip. So what would it mean to loosen your grip? Not all at once, not as a rule or a discipline, but as a practice. A moment-to-moment awareness of how you're relating to your life. Are you holding it like the teacher held the stone in his open palm, gently with space? Or are you clenching, white-knuckled, afraid to let anything move? The stone is still beautiful either way, but only one way lets you feel it. The monk bowed to his teacher and left the room. He carried nothing with him but the teaching, and it was enough. Not because he'd grasped it perfectly, but because he'd learned to hold it lightly. If you choose to follow this channel, it truly helps me keep creating and improving these reflections. And if not, that's completely okay. I'm grateful you spent this time here. I'll see you tomorrow in the next episode. Until then, I wish you a calm and peaceful day.